Hey guys, this is WTFn. I'm Annie.
And I'm Scott. Let's kick things off. Let's just get right into it right here. So this week was a huge week for Xbox One and all the news. Mm-hmm. Now, earlier this week, if you Googled Xbox One, things like terrible, ugly, a joke would auto-populate. You would just write Xbox One. But if you went over to Microsoft's search engine of Bing, the first result would be Xbox One is awesome. Yeah. So, but
who was actually binging that?
No, Spider-Man, because he was the only person I ever saw use Bing. But anyway, Microsoft has since gone in and fixed this, so it no longer auto-populates Xbox One is awesome as the first search result. It now has all the same things that Google does. But that, yeah, that was a weird part of this week. And speaking of weird part of this week, yeah, okay, so this Brazilian art director, he made a beer stein that kind of solves the problem of people always using your smartphone in a bar instead of talking to people. Mm-hmm. He designed this, his name is Maurizio Peruzzi, and he came up with this glass that has kind of a wedge in it. So you can take the cell phone from someone, put it on the table, and then put the beer on top of it so they can't use it, which is the perfect coaster for a smartphone that has condensation constantly forming.
I don't understand. How is that different from just taking a regular beer cup and putting it on a phone?
Because this one, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Can't you just do that with a regular beer stein?
You could, yeah, you could. Oh man, this is no longer an interesting story. Thanks for ruining everything, Annie.
Well, I'm asking.
You just blew my mind.
I'm not criticizing this story.
No, because a regular beer stein you can actually put on a table and it'll stand, and you can put it on top of a cell phone and it'll stand. This thing, it's like a high heel without a base, so you just set it down without a phone there, it'll tip over.
All right. Well,
You're
obviously, it raises more questions than it answers.
Yeah.
The story. Anyway, let's move on to. Okay. So you've been watching the Arrested Development season,
yes.
And you know that there is a certain social network that is discussed in this show.
Yes.
And without ruining it, Arrested Development for people who haven't watched it yet, there is an actual social network that is kind of similar to that same idea. It's called Hell is Other People, and it's an experiment in anti-social media, according to its developer, whose name is Scott Garner. And what it does is take data from your Foursquare account and tell you where you can be or hang out such that you are less likely or optimally unlikely to run into your friends that you hate.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it's kind of a good idea, and I wish that they could bring in more data into it other than just Foursquare, because I don't really.
I was going to say, because that means that I need to use Foursquare and have friends.
Yeah.
So I can't use this app.
Anyway, kind of funny. I use it.
Yeah. Speaking of funny and crazy, so there was this woman who decided, I don't even know if it was a protest, but she just said, I'm gonna live a light alone.
I think it was a spiritual thing.
Yeah. So she got on a webcam 24 hours a day, would just have lights pounding her. She's like, oh, I'm gonna get the vitamin D from this light and the vitamin A from this light, and I'll be fine. Well, she wasn't. About a month and a half into her attempt, she quit because people were making fun of her online, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing something incredibly dangerous, you gotta expect to be cyberbullied a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, look at David Blaine. He gets cyberbullied all the time. Doesn't stop him from going into a box.
A box over London and trying to live on
or
just
living
water
underwater for a week.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, I guess she figured out at some point that people are not plants and we can't live on light.
Yeah, true. She lost a ton of weight too. She was starving herself. So.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah, it's for the better. Thanks, cyberbullies, for saving a life.
So you and I probably both know people who have applied for jobs at Google.
Oh yeah.
Most of whom were not successful.
No.
But you guys may have heard that Google is kind of notorious for having this really intense interview process where they ask like crazy riddles, like like how many windows are on such and such building, and how long would it take to wash them? And I don't know if that's an actual question, but stuff like that.
I do have actual questions because we have a teleprompter in front of us. Spoilers, guys.
Wow.
One of them was, you're shrunk to the height of a nickel and your mass is proportionally reduced so as to maintain your original density. You are then thrown into an empty glass blender. The blades will start moving in 60 seconds. What do you do? What do you do, Annie?
I'm way too stupid to answer that.
Yeah.
This is the window one I was thinking of. How much should you charge to wash all the windows in Seattle?
Well, that's easy, $17.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's like a humanitarian thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, they ask all of these stupid questions in hopes of finding better employees. Turns out that after using this process for a couple of years, they just ended up with the same employees. It didn't do anything for them.
Yeah, and they were kind of like, yeah, we were just messing with you
Yeah,
guys.
we were just dicks. Yeah. So, thanks Google for stopping those dumb riddles from your hiring process. Hire me. I need money. Anyway, we have reached the end of WTFN, but we're gonna close it out with a fantastic video, which I haven't seen yet. I'm gonna see for the first time, but you have,
It's
and you.
pretty weird and pretty great. Yeah. So this is a video from John McAfee, the crazed former tycoon of antivirus software, who's had quite an eventful year.
Yes.
And he released this video of he's kind of making fun of himself.
Kind of,
but also the theme of the video is he's trying to teach you how to uninstall his software because he apparently gets a lot of hate mail from people who really hate McAfee software. But it's pretty weird. It's pretty entertaining. So we'll just kind of.
Yeah, we'll toss that. So enjoy that video at the end of the episode. If you guys liked what you saw, leave a comment down below, or better yet, subscribe to the channel. And Annie and I will probably see you guys in a couple of hours. So I'm Scott.
I'm Annie.
Have a great weekend.
You may have to download the McAfee Consumer Product Removal Tool. John?
Huh? Yes.
Does that sound about right?
Well, not completely, you know. I mean, it's always there. It's watching. It's been watching me for years. Every time I turn on the computer, it's there looking at me. You know, something went wrong. 15 years ago, I had some beautiful software, and they took it over. I don't know what they did. It was like the time I hired that Bangkok prostitute to do my taxes while I f***ed my accountant. It was terrible. The same f***ing thing is going on now. But I know what to do. I know exactly what to do. Believe me, I've got a f***ing solution right here.
Have you seen this yet?
She sounds like Rihanna in this.
It's a, I said it's like a David Lynch movie shot by Terry Richardson. Look, see? Oh, oh!
That's gruesome. Wow.
Nobody